All right, we are live. We are live with a festive Hawaiian Luppagus this evening. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk about. Holy God. My purple parts it seems like they've been taking a beating over the last couple days.
Well, it's because you like to touch yourself.
Well, that's inappropriate, but we got a lot to talk about.
Well,
rosters, cuts, injuries, trades, everything.
So many moves, it's hard to keep track of them all. I have them all written down on the back of a Kleenex that I also used as a rag earlier.
Tim Voss in the house. We always like to see Mr. Tim Voss in the house. Still concussed from that video, by the way.
Yeah, he has not been okay. He's been IR'd. He's supposed to be starting to practice pretty soon, I hear.
Ethan Griffith in the house. A lot of people in the house. Very good to see. We'll give it a tidbit here while Luppagus takes a sip, but I don't know how we're going to jam all this news into one live episode, but we will be live every Wednesday from here on out.
Maybe we'll just be live all night long. Who knows? We could pull
I don't know if anyone really wants to see that.
Just keep pounding and pass one on air like he did.
Yeah.
Try to start ripping ass.
Comments. Yeah. How is everybody feeling about these moves before we get into it? Confidence high, confidence low. Ben Hogan says, you know what? We don't have a left tackle on the roster. Damn it, Ben, you ever heard of Rashad Hill?
Yeah, Rashad Hill,
Pro Bowler.
Randall, and technically Christian Darrisaw's on the roster.
He is, which we'll be talking about because he is not IR'd. He is not IR'd, which is very good to see. I was a little nervous there.
Hell yeah, for a team that's been getting some not great injury news lately. The news that Darrisaw is not IR'd is music to my freaking ears. When are you going to break down the NDSU Bison Albany great? We're not.
Never. Ellis, we're never going to do that.
Not going to happen. You
should just be happy. I've mentioned it multiple times today about our new tight end.
Yeah.
Ryan Westerland, we're going to move that so it gets real close to that hole.
He went too deep, it sounds like.
Patrick Harms. We got some regulars in the hole.
Not very kind. Very kind of him.
We'll take it. Tim Voss, yeah. We'll be talking about Sean Mannion. You don't worry about that one damn bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't sound great. Dirk Diggler in this piece.
Brian Moore. I'm pretty sure he's already back on the New England practice squad.
What's your favorite part of Boogie Nights?
My favorite part of Boogie Nights is the Magic Show.
Magic Show?
The Magic Show. That's very personal, Dirk Diggler, and I don't know if that's accurate. It might be. I'm not going to tell you.
How does he know this? How does he know about this? Oh, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate
Freddie
that.
Hall, Strange Brew. Very underrated. Very underrated movie.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Anything with Rick Moranis in it is always good.
I think he's more so referencing our Minnesota accent.
I know. Freddie Hall.
Tackle is gross. Ben Hogan is out for our offensive line today. Dingleberries, that I agree, Kevo.
Wasn't Ben Hogan in Crocodile Dundee?
No, that was Paul Hogan. Ben Hogan, I believe, is a golfer, if I'm not mistaken. Ellis Gregor, I knew you'd love Strange Brew. That is right up your alley. But let's do this.
Yeah, let's hop into it.
There's so many places to start, but let's start with the obvious. Let's start with our current roster. I say current because, as Mike Zimmer says, it is what's his word? Fluctuating. I don't remember the word he used.
Yeah, I know. Basically,
in flux. I can't remember.
Flux capacitor, I think he said. Yeah, this thing's constantly in motion. They're letting guys go. But they're not really gone. But they're here. But they're gone. It's so hard to keep track. Are we going to go through the whole thing, or what do you want to do?
No, let's not go through the whole thing. Let's go through. Very high level. I mean, let's make this easy on us. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. Let's go through positions. Quarterbacks. Let's start there.
Well, really no surprise. I mean, Mon and Cousins, only two guys worth keeping here. We saw Jake Browning look like ass. We never saw Nate Stanley. Danny Etling, he was gone long before this went on. So you keep in Kirk Cousins, you keep in Jalen, or you keep in Kellen Mond. No surprise there.
Well, and here's a little bit of the surprise is today a wrinkle was put in when Sean Mannion was released by the Seahawks. They anticipated and had every intention of putting Jake Browning on the practice squad, and then Sean Mannion gets cut, and all of a sudden they don't want Jake Browning on the practice squad, and they're saying that Sean Mannion is going to be their guy. So Jake Browning era sounds like it might be over. So Sean Mannion, I could see them actually putting on their practice squad and just being a mentor or something to Mond.
Yeah, I mean, I think if push came to shove, you got to play one of the two. You're going to play Mond over Sean Mannion. Sean Mannion's had time. He's never shown anything experience-wise. He's not that far ahead of Mond when you come to actual on-the-field play, snaps, but he's been in the league much longer, so he can actually help him that way. If you're practice squatting Jake Browning or Sean Mannion, I would much rather have Sean Mannion. But if I'm looking for a backup quarterback, I want that to be Kellen Mond.
No, it's going to be Kellen Mond. I think you're right. I think you nailed it. Brett Merritt, thank you, sir. Go Pack, go. Cheers from Eau Claire. That is rude. That is rude, but we appreciate that. Thank you.
We do, Brett. Thank you for the
Packers fans buying us a beer. I love it. I love it.
I'm going to buy a box of Swiss cake rolls.
No, you are not. We're going to split that. So quarterbacks, nothing crazy, but yes, it appears Sean Mannion's going to be back. Let's go to running back. Nothing, again, overly crazy here. Amir Abdullah got back to the practice squad today. Kenny Nwangu is on the injured reserve. But other than that, I mean, AJ Rose, he's on a practice squad, the phenom preseason running back.
Well, you got to assume that Abdullah will be active for week one. You're not going to go in a game with two true running backs and CJ Ham. So I'm assuming that Abdullah will get called up for that, at least the first couple of weeks. And Nwangu, is that a 6-week thing he's got to be out? What's that rule? 3 week. Okay, so 3. I bet you Abdullah's active the first 3 games. As soon as Nwangu's back, then Abdullah's going to, just be on the practice squad sitting there resting. But they only really have 2 running backs right now is a little bit surprising.
Well, Amir Abdullah will come up, like you said. Tim Voss not being very nice to our Packer pal, mentioning that he may or may not sit down when he goes tinkle. L.S. Gregor, there you go. Our man, L.S. Gregor. Baby.
Wow. I think we're at an auction right now, a meat auction.
Oh, God, this meat auction has gone bad. This is a couple of bad meat here. So running backs, again, nothing crazy. Rose is on the practice squad. Everybody thinking he's going to get sniped. No way in hell. Let's go to receiver. Let's do this. Dan Chesina.
Well, initially made it. Now he's been IR'd. So Chesina was
again at a 3-week
thing. I never saw it from him. I didn't see it from a receiver position. I didn't see it as a special teamer. I still haven't really seen him.
Nobody's seen it.
Do what he's done at Penn State. So to me, Chesina, I don't know. I'm going to call him Cheswina. To me, the surprise, not really a surprise, but D.D. Westbrook, I thought could have gone either way. Keep him or don't keep him. Sounds like he's healthy. Sounds like he may be ready to go week 1, which is great news for Minnesota Vikings. Is he going to be the guy who steps up with this tight end situation influx, especially early in the season?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to force some of those receivers out there with Irv Smith out, which we will definitely be talking about. Absolutely. Julian Marker in the house. Good to see you. Brian Westerland. Yes, his shirt is dripping of sweat and bodily fluids later, I'm sure. Cheswina, we've just started something, Lupagus. You just started the Cheswina talk. Receivers right now, they have 5 of them. Yeah. Be interesting to see how that shakes out. Chad Beebe, end of an era again, out for the year. And I think his Vikings career is done. Let's go to the sad story. Let's go to tight end. Big news today. Irv Smith out for the year. Tager.
I wouldn't call it okay. This is
a sad story. Irv Smith down to Conklin is a huge drop.
No, I'm not saying that. I was just saying there's a lot of talk right now just from the tight end position on the Minnesota Vikings roster. It's crazy to say that right now, but they got 4 real relevant talkers here. The first one, let's talk about Irv Smith Jr. because obviously this hurts, this stings. This guy was sitting on a breakout season. We saw him play well in the game against the Chiefs, how they're going to use him. And then he gets hurt freakishly. So you got to wonder about Irv Smith Jr. He came in, a ton of high hopes, didn't do a whole hell of a lot his rookie year. Finally started coming on late year 2. Year 3 is going to be a scratch. Are we starting to worry about Irv Smith Jr. and his potential career with the Vikings?
No.
Is it time to worry?
No. So he got injured. They brought him on slow. He's still only 23 years old. I think if he would have just been boosted into that number 1 tight end, if we didn't have Kyle Rudolph year 1, I think his numbers obviously would have been much better. I think he was pretty ready to go as a rookie. I think they've been easing him in. They just got bit in the ass where this was going to be his moment. He's only 23 years old. So he signed through 2022. I'm not going to get concerned one damn bit. If next year he gets injured or misses some time, I will concede. But I still think he has a bright future as a Minnesota Viking.
I hope he does. I mean, we're just all been waiting for it for so long to see him bust out, and we're right there. It was ready to happen. And you go back and watch that game. There's no really moment where you see him get hurt, and then you see these people on Twitter talking about, oh, should they have played him? Yeah, they should have played him. He's a tight end who's still waiting to break out. He hasn't actually done it yet, so he's not a guy you sit right now. In my opinion, that the established superstar Justin Jefferson, Delvin Cook, Adam Thielen, those are the guys you keep out. Not a guy who's still trying to really prove himself that he can be the man.
Well, let's talk about somebody that may or may not be the man, and that is Chris Herndon, who we gave up a 4th-round pick. I think I said in multiple videos that we gave up a 4th and a 6th, and I was dead wrong. We got a 6th. We gave up a 4th for Chris Herndon. Obviously, the Vikings knew something wasn't kosher if they gave that up right off the bat. So Chris Herndon comes in, a guy, again, I think he's 25, 3 years with the Jets, injury-riddled, but when he's been out there, he's an athletic guy that has the whole potential to be a good player. I'm a little more excited than I should be to see what he has to offer.
Well, like Irv Smith Jr., he's had some injury issues in his career, hard time staying healthy. He's had some trouble with the law. Old
McDonald told you to shut up.
I'm not saying he's a bust. I'm just saying, it's time to worry. That's all I was saying. Not calling a bust, Old McDonald. Go back to your goats.
Hey, he had one of the best videos. You leave him alone.
I still have nightmares about his video. So yeah, Chris Herndon, tons of potential, but the man right now is going to be Tyler Conklin until Chris Herndon gets up to speed with the offense. Conkadunk is going to be the guy, the go-to guy. We saw it. He stepped up late in the season last year. Him and Kirk Cousins, they got a thing going. They got a thing. They know each other. They understand each other. They love each other. And I think it's going to be Tyler Conklin's time to shine. And then Chris Herndon's going to come in there. But then again, we go out today and we get Ben Elfson. Was that his name?
Ellerson.
Again, another tight end with some potential. You still got Brian and Dylan on the team. And I'm going to talk about Zach Davidson. This guy had to.
Why?
Well, because there was rumors today that he was shocked and upset that he was cut by the Minnesota Vikings.
I like that. He's got some fire up his ass. He doesn't want to be cut.
Well, he sucked. He deserved to be cut.
True.
The only other guy who deserved to be cut more is Maitland Dunlap.
That's not nice.
So, and then Davidson supposedly had another offer, and we hear that, and then he comes back to the Vikings. Zach, you weren't good. You need the reps. You need to be on a practice squad. You are not even close to being ready to contribute to this offense. So quit your bitching and know your role and shut your mouth, as The Rock used to say, because you need to be on the practice squad. So at least he's back. I do like his upside. He's big. He's tall. He's a versatile guy. He can do a lot of stuff with. So Zach Davidson, just shut your mouth and just start practicing.
I've had a couple of requests for my sparkly jacket, so I'm going to put this thing on. Yeah, it was a little odd that a 5th-round rookie that had a very bad preseason was complaining, but I do like it. Because he didn't show any fire on the field. So who knows what the future holds for him. Tight end-wise, Ellerson, like we put in a waiver claim for him, was a little bit surprising. He's a blocking tight end. He's going to be battling Brandon Dillon for that 3rd spot. Probably not going to see the field ton. Probably going to be a lot of inactive, but I'm glad they're adding some depth. And tight end, Conkadonk will do just fine. I loved Irv Smith's tweet or message that he sent to him today. Somebody tweeted out that Irv Smith messaged Conklin today saying, go get your money, because Conklin is going to put himself on the map. He's going to be a free agent next year. Yeah. And if he's our number 1 tight end, 40-plus catches and 4 or 5 touchdowns, he could have a breakout party.
And you said 3rd tight end. They might keep 4. They've kept 4 in the past, so that could definitely happen again.
You're welcome, Brian. All right, tight end. Let's move on from that. Let's go to the offensive line, where currently they only have 9 offensive linemen, which is a little bit surprising. But obviously the big news is Dakota Dozier, Drew Samia. Dakota Dozier's back on the practice squad, but it was fun to see him get cut.
Yeah, so everybody who was cheering, throwing Dakota Dozier cut parties, take a step back, because you never know. He may be back on the field wearing purple once again. But the fact they actually cut him, I think, speaks a lot. A guy who did not play well last year, but every single week they kept throwing him back out there, expecting to see different results. I don't know why. So he finally got his comeuppance, as they say. He deserved to be cut. He got cut. Drew Samia, same thing. I know he got an injury settlement, but it doesn't matter. Drew Samia has been ass since the moment he put on a purple jersey.
Wow, that escalated quickly. You said Dakota Dozier didn't play good last year. You could have just said he didn't play good and stopped there. Offensive line, though, someone made a very good comment, very good point here is that Darrisaw was not put on the IR, which is a very good sign because it didn't look like there was any way in hell he was going to be ready to go. So hopefully there's still a chance he can get out there, but we will see. Bob Swede, you know what I drink. Good stuff. Nothing but the best. Nothing but the best, Clark.
Hey, one thing I do want to go back before we jump off tight ends. There was one last talker, and someone just commented, Dallas Goedert. Supposedly the Vikings were in talks to acquire Dallas Goedert from the Philadelphia Eagles. What would you guys rather have? Fourth rounder, give up a fourth rounder for Chris Herndon, or I don't know what it was going to be, a second or third rounder for Dallas Goedert because supposedly the compensation was too high.
I didn't really see that from a valid source, though.
It's been rumored it's been all over the place. So I think there's probably some smoke to this fire, or some fire to the smoke, whatever makes the most sense. How would you have felt if Dallas Goedert joined the Minnesota Vikings?
I personally would have rather just rolled with Conklin and Herndon. I mean, Goddard would have been fine. I mean, what would they want, a second round pick for the guy? Nah. I mean, if they weren't willing to, if it was too high, I could only imagine that it was at least a second. But I mean, Goddard's better, but I just wouldn't want to give up more.
I would have been harder if we got Goddard. That was a stretch.
Fart Squad is on a roll tonight. He is on a roll.
Yeah, you can't have soul and be a ginger. That just doesn't work.
Well, that's profiling. I don't appreciate that.
All right, let's move on. All right, so
it's offensive line. So, no real big surprises again. Yes, Dakota Dozier and Drew Samia got caught, but that was not a surprise. One surprise, I think, is that we pretty much have one actual guard. We got guys that can play multiple positions, but Wyatt Davis is pretty much our only backup guard. Ole Udoh going into a new position. Ezra Cleveland still going to the other side, so that's a little bit scary. So this is definitely my weakest link on this team, not surprisingly, is the offensive line. Very, very scary stuff.
Well, it's super young. You got youth all across it, really. Even Brian O'Neill is relatively young. I know Rashad Hill is probably old. He's been in the league forever.
He's actually not that old. I think he's like 29.
Ole Udoh, Ezra Cleveland, Garrett Bradbury, young across the board. Darrisaw comes in. You got youth. And the Vikings did this last year. A cornerback didn't really pan out. They're doing it again with the O-line, and I hope it works this time. Dallas Goedert's right.
Let's hope Darrisaw gets out there. We all know what happens when Rashad Hill plays more than 2 games. All of a sudden, he is just absolutely horrible. But very excited about what Ole Udoh brings.
Yeah.
And the fact that Blake Brandel is our backup tackle right now should not have anyone sleeping easy at night. I really was hoping that maybe they go after a Tyrell Crosby or somebody on the waiver wire that would be a better backup. Didn't happen.
It didn't happen, but you know what? If you do have to put Blake Brandel in there, then you roll the offense to the right. Everything should go that way.
You don't even have an offense. You just pump the ball and hopefully your defense gets a pick 6. All right, that's the offensive side of the ball.
Well, not quite. We didn't talk about CJ Ham.
All right, CJ Ham's our fullback again. Let's go to defense.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Julian Marker wants gingerbread cookies. Those aren't bad. You got to have frosting on them, though.
Let's go with the old D-line here first. And I think the big one to take away here is Jalen Holmes. I think he's the one guy that they released that's actually going to stick. They kept him on. When you're talking about the biggest surprises from the guys who were cut yesterday, no one really expected to see Everson Griffin's name on there. I think that threw a lot of people for kind of a surprise. But the Vikings are massaging these loopholes in the way they can cut guys and bring them back, and with the new rules and whatever the stuff, and we're all kind of just figuring that out now and learning it. But Jalen Holmes now is finally gone. So, how do you guys feel with Jalen Holmes being officially getting the axe for good?
Well, it was time, but I will say this: there's still a couple spots on the practice squad. I absolutely expect Jalen Holmes to be back on the practice squad. Those 2 spots aren't open for no reason, and they just cut him. So I think that's happened. A couple surprises, not so much on who got cut, but who has stayed. James Lynch still squeaked in. That should absolutely be a surprise to a lot of people. But other than that, the defensive line is kind of expected.
I thought maybe Hercules might have had a shot to make this thing. Just the guy produces, and he's so versatile. You can put him at D tackle, D end. You can maybe put him at linebacker. He can do so much, and he was playing well in the preseason. He really, he even tweeted it. He was a long shot to make the team. He tried his damnedest. He didn't quite make it, but to me, he gives you so much more than Jalen Holmes does and never will. So
he's not even coming to the practice squad. He is done. He's out.
He's pissed.
He's out of here. Let's see. Otherwise, defensive line, no, nothing crazy. Definitely
Bob,
one of the Vikings' strengths, no doubt about that.
Bob, I will get some Voodoo Ranger, and I'll do it on our next live.
Bob, I've heard Voodoo Ranger. If I had one of those might be a bedwetter. I've heard those are pretty potent.
Nothing's too potent for the Lepagus.
No, I've seen the Lepagus and Harms. I don't think Hercules signed on the practice squad. I think there was rumors that he was gonna, but then it was a no-go. He went out and tweeted out a message saying that his time with Minnesota is done. I mean, I very well could be wrong.
No, I don't see him on the list that I have right now. There's still 2 spots left, but there was this kind of a Twitter thing going where they're trying to get him to do porn.
All right, awesome. Linebacker Anthony Barr, not on the IR. Another very, very good sign. And Blake Lynch makes it. I'm excited about that. Ryan Connolly sneaks in, which is a little bit surprising, but no real surprise there. My boy Tough Borland is gonzo, but he is on the practice squad.
Yeah, I think the thing here, there's a couple of things. The good news is Anthony Barr sounds like he's doing better than many expected. A lot of people are expecting him to be on the IR. He is not. He's ready to roll, or close to being ready to roll. Ryan Connolly was the guy I never really had make it in any of my 53-man projections. So, again, we didn't see much from last year. I think he was hurt pretty early after we signed him. So, again, still, he was pretty good with the Giants when they had him. So, good special teamer, Ryan Connolly. Guy I didn't see sneaking in, but I do love Blake Lynch making this team. Ooh, Ellis Gregor, that's a good beer.
Alaskan Amba. Secondary cornerbacks. We pretty much called this one. I mean, everybody called this one. Not one damn surprise. And then they brought Perry Nickerson back to the practice squad, I believe. I can't remember if Ty Smith was brought back or not. Old McDonald, you're damn right. Tough Borland, it's all in the name. So secondary, again, I think I consider this a pretty damn good strength. We'll go over
the practice squad here in a minute, but the secondary corners, no surprise when it comes to the corners really here. Everybody we expected to make it did make it. The only guy I was a little bit worried about was Harrison Hand because he had this great mini camp. We didn't really see it in the preseason, but he's still on the team, which I think is the right move for the Vikings.
All right, Brian Westerland, you give Nick Vigil some respect. I think he's gonna be a pleasant little surprise this year.
I'll show you a pleasant surprise. Let's talk about the safety group because I actually thought both Josh Metellus and Cam Bynum were expendable. No one really showed me anything. Will Parks is still out there. I thought this was going to be another situation. The Vikings kept 2 initially and then signed a veteran because I don't know. I'm not seeing it from Cam Bynum. Miles Dorn clearly not ready to go. And, I don't know. To me, this seemed like just a screamed upgrade with a free agent option.
Well, I'm still hoping they do bring in. I want a seasoned vet that really only see the field if there's an injury, a guy that you can count on. Because if one guy goes down, you have to put out Metellus or Cam Bynum. Harrison Smith is going to be running his ass off and trying to cover for all these guys. So I want like a Clinton Dix. I want somebody that's just been through the ringer, put them out there only if you have to. So I think they're still going to dip into that. I still think the Vikings have a handful of moves up their underpants.
I hope so because it's damn fun. I love seeing all these different moves and this thing continuously changing. Let's pull up Patrick Harm's comment. It starts with the word Lupagus. I would love to try Millstream Oktoberfest from the Amanas here in Iowa. Actually, the best Oktoberfest I've had, I think, is the Shells in Minnesota. Shells, but this is right up there too.
Well, this beer just came out last week, and it's delicious. It's delicious.
It's been on since I think Jesus drank that beer.
Ellis Gregor Sendejo, yeah, he probably is available.
Cool, yeah. Then we get 15-yard penalties for late hits.
All right, let's wrap this up. Special teams, everybody's back. We might have cut Colquitt, but they've already said he's coming back. We cut our long snapper. They already said he's coming back. Actually, I think he is back. Greg Joseph still surprised that he is there, especially with some very good kickers out there. Nick Folk, unfortunately, did sign with the Patriots practice squad, so that makes me mad.
Oh, yeah, but it wasn't just Nick Folk. There was the Money Badger. There was Zane Gonzalez. There's plenty of guys out there who I think are just as good, if not better, and like more recently been kicking than Greg Joseph. So of all the guys you let go on the special teams, you keep Greg Joseph, the guy who just has been okay.
Old McDonald, our man. Appreciate it, sir.
Hell yeah, Old McDonald.
Old McDonald. I want to get in that guy's shed. I want to be in there so bad with those lights.
All right, so who do you guys expect to see as the returner week 1? Let's get into some special teams talk.
Smith Marset. Pulford. Yes, we talked about maybe we didn't talk about Griff on the defensive line. Just the fact that they toyed with our emotions a little bit when they cut him. Right when it happened, I was very surprised. I wasn't smart enough to think that there was actually something behind it. But he's back, and I expect 4 to 7 sacks easily. And I'm
look how he
right now.
Well, look how he played against the Chiefs. I mean, he showed energy, he showed quickness, he showed power, he was hyped, and Everson Griffin. That's all he is. I mean, this guy is a guy who's getting everybody else fired up. He's pure emotion, he's pure energy, and he still can play football. So this is a great addition, and I'm excited to see what he can do. And especially if he plays 20 snaps a game, he's always going to be fresh. He's going to be hungry. He's going to be eating those things.
Going to be eating some nuts. Bob Sweet, I've seen a few Nick Folk comments. Nick Folk, he signed with the Patriots practice squad.
Yeah, you can still sign him.
Timers on the practice squad.
You can sign him, but it's got to be the active roster.
Well, yeah. Just saying.
So I think he's pretty much a Viking right now.
Wow. Well, let's talk about some positions that they still could hit on. We already talked about safety. Anything else sticking out to you?
I don't know. I mean, to me, the biggest concern area is I don't think you're really bringing anybody in, but the O line is still youthful. It's young. Worries me a little bit. And then it's that safety 3. If Metellus or Bynum have to play, that is going to be horrifying. It's going to be scary.
It's scary just thinking about that. And I still think offensive line is on the table, no doubt about it. Other than that, I mean, I can't see anything crazy other than kicker and the ones we've kind of talked about. Michael yes, long snapper is coming back. MK Vikings are in trouble. He is not feeling this at all. Another year of horror. Jeez, MK.
Who's MK?
I don't know. Hey, it came from the heart. That's all that matters. And next week, I mean, we got a week still before the season starts. We're gonna be doing, like I said, we're gonna be going live every Wednesday here on out through the season. We're gonna be going live post games.
Oh, can't wait for that.
Yeah, we'll probably have a little bit of a snap on by that happens. So those shows will be fun. So make sure to tune in on those. And then we're doing a lot of predictions in the coming week. Can Longwell still kick? Yeah, I bet he can.
Yeah, he probably can. Well, I wish he would have had that chance against the Saints back in 2009.
You got the practice squad up in front of you?
Oh yeah, let's go over the practice squad. Forgot about that. These are the 14 guys that have been announced by the team have actually made the practice squad. Amir Abdullah, AJ Rose, yes. Jake Vargas, Zach Go Skull Davidson, Dakota I Suck Dozier, Kyle.
Okay, let's be a little polite here. These are professional athletes.
Zach Bailey, Myron Mitchell, your boy Wap Filior, Kenny Willikis, Tough. I love One Bar Borland, Miles Dorn, Perry Nickerson, and Ty Smith. That is your Minnesota Vikings practice squad with 2 spots still remaining to be had.
Well, yeah. And one guy, Shane Zylstra, we should comment. He signed with the Lions practice squad. Guys that didn't come back, we already mentioned Hercules Mataafa. Doesn't sound like he's coming back. But pretty much everybody that you'd expect they brought back. They haven't brought in anyone from any other teams to their practice squad. And I think the fact that that now you can keep 16 really kind of puts a damper on that because everyone's just bringing everybody back. Usually when you kept 8, obviously there's a lot more players out there you can go snap up.
Who did you say signed with the Lions?
Shane Zylstra.
Really? That cheating son of a bitch.
I wish Shane Zylstra, he was an interviewee for the show. You wish him luck.
I'm not going to wish him anything. You should maybe put up what Julie Marker said. I like this.
Which one?
Dakota.
Julie Marker's always there.
He's not wrong. Dakota Blocher.
Freddie Hall, who's next to the Bo Jackson card? I'm glad you asked that. That is Mark McGuire and Nolan Ryan. Thank you.
Wow.
Appreciate that. And Brutus the Butter Beefcake is next to him as well. Julian Marker, 11-6. I like it. We're going to have all sorts of predictions in our show next week. We're going to predict pretty much down to how many full starts Garrett Bradbury has.
Well, that was going to be the final segment of this live, but let's go back to the practice squad here, looking at who's on there. Is there anybody that sticks out that you think we may, they can activate somebody from this? It's like, is it one or two guys? I'm not sure exactly how it works, but who do you think from this list we're going to see before anybody else?
Well, I think we're going to see Amir Abdullah. Absolutely. I don't know. Hopefully nobody, really. I'm sorry. Sounds a little rude, but I think we will see Amir Abdullah.
Yeah, no, Amir Abdullah for sure. And I hate to say it, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised they activated Dakota Dozier from time to time. You only have one backup guard right now. And, if Dozier is the fourth option, I mean, it could be worse as long as he's not going to play, but at least he's experienced. He can come in there and look like shit. I'm going to be say something that's not going to be very popular, but the fact that a guy like Dakota Dozier has just been around, he's on our practice squad. I'm completely fine with that. I mean, why not? I mean, he must have some sort of knowledge to teach some of these young guys, not hopefully how to play, but maybe about something he read in an encyclopedia. Well, and their thing is that he can play tackle too in a pinch. People are forgetting that. I mean, this guy kind of won over the coaching staff last year because he played, I think it was left or right tackle, whatever it was.
Poorly.
When they needed him to. So the fact that he's that versatile and can do that, I think gives him a little bit of value.
Yeah, we'll take it. I don't want to talk about Dakota Dozier anymore, though.
What do you want to talk about?
Not Dakota Dozier.
Didn't really answer my question. So, all right, let's get into some season predictions. What are you guys feeling? What are you feeling? We got 17 games, no more 10-6. It's got to be some weird number. 10-7, 12-5, 13-4. What do you think? How is this Minnesota Vikings? How are the 2021 Minnesota Vikings going to do?
9-8 is like the weirdest one out of them. But yeah, I mean, now that the roster is coming into its own, things are becoming a little more clear. Julian Marker, 11-6. Let's see. Just got it. I don't know if I'm going to talk about it. Because
6 ain't bad.
Watching the season for us. 11-6. Yeah, that ain't bad. I mean, I think we're honestly going to get a very good feel for what this Vikings team has to offer against the Bengals. Because right now, everybody is completely guessing. Rooster has low hopes.
Yeah, what the hell? It's an odd season. Mike Zimmer rocks in odd years.
People still say rocks. Old McDonald, 10-7.
Yeah, cool people do.
You're missing a game there, Lewis. Missing a game. Hopefully,
I wouldn't even put that up.
Monomita, that's our boy. That's our boy, yeah. Undefeated. I like it.
How happy he is. So damn happy.
Squad. We got to have Fart Squad on live with us sometime.
I don't know about that.
Ryan Westerland, 8-1. That's very 11-6.
Hey, let's not, Irv Smith, yeah, huge loss to the offense, but I think the Vikings are going to win a shit ton of games because their defensive line especially, that line should be absolutely dominating. Quarterbacks should have no chance. Running game should be shut down. You look at the linebackers behind them in that secondary. This could be a team that's really not giving up a shit ton of points, and you maybe only need to score 17 points a game to win a shit ton of games. So just because your offense isn't explosive doesn't mean you can't win in other ways. And maybe that's something we're not talking about enough. For the Vikings, I know the defense was horseshit last year. This may be a year where we actually win games on defense.
I could see this season being a season where it starts off painfully slow, or maybe we're like 2-3, 3-3, and then all of a sudden this defense starts coming together and we make a run. Because it will take a little bit of time. Patrick Peterson didn't even play a snap. It's going to take some time for these guys to get out there, get their groove on like Stella did, and see what they got. I'm not going to get overly. If it's a complete shit show the first couple of weeks, I'll get a little nervous. But I'm not going to get nervous if they're 500 through the first handful of games.
Well, I fully expect them to go out there and absolutely dominate the Cincinnati Bengals, especially on defense. I make Joe Burrow nervous, make him shit his pants, make him tuck, make him lactate, do whatever he's got to do.
Shit their pants. Cousins will shit his pants with Hill at left tackle, which is very, very valid.
Kirk Cousins has always been under pressure. The day he stepped on the field for the Vikings, it's nothing new to him. The guy can absorb hits like the most filled pad there is.
That's gross.
Absorbent.
I got it.
I'm not worried. He's played with shitty old lines before. Not any difference.
Well, Julian Marker is spot on. I can't wait to see these guys out there for 4 quarters, see what they can do. I can't wait to see Daniil Hunter get out there and just rip shit up. 15+ sacks. He's got those big boys next to you. Up, I guess you could go out there and have 6 sacks if you played a whole season next to those two guys.
I can have 6 sacks playing next to Kenny Willekes.
Kenny Willekes. I'm so glad he's back. I'm so glad he's on the practice squad. What else we got?
I have a great get off.
I believe it.
That's basically it. We went through the whole roster. We touched on everything that the big talkers have been coming out. So right now, do we technically have a punter or not? He's coming back, but he's not officially signed.
I don't think it's. They've already said he's coming back. I don't know.
Someone still has to get the axe.
No, I think he can come back now that they put those guys on IR. I think that was the whole point. So, Colquitt will be our punter. We do have our long snapper, and as of now, we do have Greg Joseph. So, I think the big things up in the air are that third running back spot, and then offensive line wise. Other than that, I don't know. Safety still, but we got our guys. I think the shuffling and the weirdness, I think, is over.
Let's do another prediction here. Who is going to be the Minnesota Vikings rookie of the year? It can be offense or defense. Who's it going to be? Let's see what you guys think. Vikings rookie of the year. And you look at it right now, your first round pick is who knows when we're going to see him. And you didn't have a second round pick. You got a couple third rounders. So who is the Minnesota Vikings rookie of the year?
I'm not going to say mine. I'm saving mine for the prediction video.
We're doing a straight prediction video?
Hell yeah, we are. Rookie of the year. I can see a couple Smith Marsetts, which I think is definitely valid.
Wyatt Davis.
I really hope that's true. Ellis Gregor, I would love to see that as well. Damn, get his ass on the field.
I know.
More Wyatt Davis is wow. What about Kenny Nwangu? Maybe he comes back week 4 and just absolutely dominates.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be it's probably ISM going by the votes, but Davis is a close second.
Julian Marker.
Hey, if Cousin goes down early, it may be KFM.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. That was offense, right?
I just did anybody.
Oh, wow. Yeah, defensively. Patrick Jones will have a sack and a half, and I'm very excited to see that sack and a half. Bob Sweet is on the Smith Marset train. Choot, choot.
Hey, Bob Sweet, is Voodoo Ranger, do they got flavors, or is it just one?
I think Voodoo Rangers comes in one flavor, and it's tar.
Tar?
I'm pretty sure that stuff's fairly dark. Bob Sweet, correct me if I'm wrong.
I want to know.
There's a Kenny Nwangu. Madomidai coming through in the clutch.
Seriously, though, of all the things that in the preseason you wanted to see, Kenny Nwangu had to have been toward the top and never really get to see him play or take a carry. We still get to see it. It's like, getting the present from your great aunt for Christmas, like 2 weeks after Christmas, and you still have a little bit of Christmas later down the road. The present might suck, but at least you got something to look forward to.
Present from a great aunt would be one of those felt color things that you color in with the random black felt all around a giant bird.
It's only I used to only get 20s from my great aunts.
Lucky. I don't think my great aunts know who I was. So let's go to the newcomer. Which Vikings newcomer will have the biggest impact this year? I mean, there's a lot to choose from on that defense, and I will include Michael Pierce because technically he's still a newcomer.
Yeah, he was actually gonna be my pick because I think Michael Pierce. You look at that guy in his workout videos, look how fired up he is. I think he really regrets not playing last year. Mike Zimmer and this whole defense is gonna have something to prove. That's gonna be the biggest chip on this team's shoulder. How horseshit they were last year on defense. That is Zimmer's pride and joy. That is his baby. And they were horrible. Michael Pierce is going to be hungry, and Michael Pierce is going to eat.
Patrick Harms, a couple Michael Pierces. Jason,
Daddy,
I'm on your page on this one. D.D. Westbrook might not have gotten a sniff of that field in the preseason, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot of 3 wide receiver sets out there. And I think with D.D. Westbrook, it looks like you're about to yell at me. I think D.D. Westbrook is going to get some run, and that includes special teams.
How do you know he's not talking about Dee Talbot, who pissed her pants on a bar stool at the local Legion?
Well, if he is, then may God have mercy on his soul.
How does he know her? You didn't post it, but I did see Bob Swede said Voodoo Ranger has one flavor, and it's strong.
Yeah, I think he's 100% right. Xavier Woods, a guy that is not getting talked about at all. Again, another guy that really did he play more than 4 snaps this preseason?
Not much.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got. Patrick Peterson absolutely could just have a little bit of a resurgence. Is that a word?
Oh yeah, one of the best ones there is.
People are writing him off, like, he's washed up, blah blah blah. But when you got that defensive line up front, you can make any secondary look a little good.
Hell yeah, yeah. It's gonna be fun.
That's random.
That was very random by playing when.
Vigil, yeah, Vigil's. There's so many newcomers, but like I said, we're gonna be doing a whole prediction video coming up, and yeah, I mean we're almost at 4,000 subs. Get those hashtag 4,000s going. Cannot wait to get that. Not only are we giving away a jersey, but I'm gonna get Lupagus to do something real weird. Maybe drink a beer out of the crack of a dog's ass or something.
You'll have to get me drunk first.
I'll give you a couple Voodoo Rangers, and you'll do whatever I tell you to do.
Hey, let's. I'm curious. If you did win the jersey, who would you pick? I want to see some names up here. I want to know who you get. What jersey would you choose? Would you choose home or away, and who would it be?
As long as it's not yellow. We refuse to give away a Vikings yellow jersey just because it's disgustingly ugly.
You call me yellow?
I want whoever wins it to do a Patrick Peterson just because it's the number 7 and it's just so weird.
Don't try to influence them.
Julian Marker wants to get to that 5,000.
Quang wants a Brett Favre.
Where do you see that? Hitman, there we go. Home.
I am not going to crush a can in my head, Tim Voss.
Millard. There it is. Digits. Win in my heart.
If he wins, we know it's going to be rigged.
Anomita thinks that's going to get him 3 entries. Maybe it will. I don't know how it actually works.
I think he was doing an entry when he took that picture.
Tomlinson. Yeah, I like the Millard style. Slaughter. Kyle frickin' Slaughter.
What number was he? 1?
I think Kyle Slaughter was number 1.
I think he was. Oh, someone's
Henry
getting a
Thomas, Chris Herndon. There we go. Chris Herndon, baby.
On.
We didn't talk about him at all as far as newcomers. We're not giving him any respect.
Well, I think we got to temper expectations, at least for the first couple of weeks. I do think he's going to have an impact. I do think he's going to be good, but yeah.
I will say this. When we did hashtag 3,000 for the first jersey, the winner picked Christian Darrisaw, and there was like a 2.5 month wait. And finally, they kept NFL.com kept writing saying, "Yeah, it's gonna be a wait. It's gonna be a wait." And then he changed it up and put Danielle Hunter. So he just got his jersey, I think.
I thought we gave away a Darrisaw.
No, they got. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. Lesnar, Moss, Sauce, Old McDonald's boy. He got the sauce print, baby.
He did. And now I think he killed it. Did he kill a chicken in his video?
Julian Marker.
I thought we said no color rush.
He wants that color rush, James Lynch of all people.
Is it going to be like orange hair, orange colored?
This tint.
That's Auburn. I forgot. Sorry.
All right. Well, it is Wednesday. We will be back many times throughout the week. And next week, our first week of actual talk of game
week.
one, the real deal. We're going to have Schooling with the Enemy. We already got our Bengals guy lined up. Very excited to pick his brain about the Bengals and get into this. Dustin Fox. Yes, Mike Sullivan.
Dustin Fox. He doesn't understand how deep that goes for us. Our Dustin Fox love here at the One Bar and Luppiga show.
Dustin Fox, we did an interview with him, saw him at training camp when he had his cast on. It was fantastic.
And then Matt Burke pretty much said
Matt Burke wasn't very nice to us, but I don't want to talk about that. People might really like him. So that is it. Thanks again, everybody joining us. Thanks for the guys who bought us some beers, even the Packer fan, which I will not say again.
Yeah. Don't mention Packers fans. So yes, plenty of content coming your way the rest of the week. And yeah, it's almost here, boys. It's almost game week, and I'm damn excited. But as much as week one gets me excited, this also gets me very excited, knowing this, that the those ancient Greeks, you know what they did with bread?
Something tells me it's probably sexual.
Yeah, they made dildos out of bread.
That's really inappropriate. Thanks again. We will be back very soon.
Hell yeah. Keep your skull in your hole.